The iconic singing competition, you might have heard of it, American Idol, is back on television after 15 seasons on Fox. The reboot of this popular show has a new home on our sister station, ABC Tri-Cities. New panel of judges, thousands of hopeful artists, of course, vying for their shot at superstardom.
And this was a show that kind of started it all, right?
Yes.
One of those contestants, 26-year-old David Francisco, an East Tennessee native who recently spoke to our Elizabeth Kubel about his Idol audition and an accident that left him wondering if he would ever perform again.
Meet David Francisco, a 26-year-old singer-songwriter from Knoxville. His influences? Some of the biggest names on the pop radio charts, Ed Sheeran, John Mayer, and Adele. But it's clear David is forging a musical path of his own, one that started right here in East Tennessee.
I started playing music probably 5th grade is what I would count as starting.
3 instruments, and several years later, David was in a college band, studying to become an electrical engineer at the University of Tennessee. But when he didn't land an engineering job after graduation, music became his focus.
And I decided I need to go to Nashville. I want to learn from the best of the best.
David enrolled in a recording school called the Blackbird Academy and made the move to the Music City in April 2016. There, David's life changed forever, just not in the way he imagined.
About 3 weeks in, I was biking home from class, and it was literally the last intersection that we were stopped at. I was stopped beside the line of cars. The light turns green, and we start going. But then the car beside me slams on their brakes because they could see what I couldn't see. To their left, I guess, is there was a car coming and not stopping. And so they slam on the brakes, and I was exposed at the last minute and got T-boned.
A nightmare David says he doesn't even remember. But through scars and stories, he knows he smashed the car's windshield and soared 10 feet into the air.
The worst of all was breaking my back. Paralyzing me from the waist down.
Months of grueling physical therapy followed. Recovery was slow, David says, but there was progress.
One by one, things just came back. I mean, I remember the first movement, my toe just kind of, one of my toes just kind of went like that.
Now David says he's able to walk with a cane, something he never thought he'd do. So it seems what could have been the end of his story may have actually been just the beginning.
I thought, you know, what is this going to mean for music? Should I even try to do music if I'm in a wheelchair? And will I be able to get around? And probably won't want to tour. But I've traveled 15 times as much as I did before the accident.
Playing shows across the country. And one of the more recent, in front of a panel of 3 celebrity superstars, Katy Perry, Luke Bryan, and Lionel Richie, an audition for American Idol.
It was incredible. It was really, really cool. I think that's all I'll say for now.
Time will tell what David's future with Idol holds, but it's a big piece of his past that he credits with helping prep him for center stage.
Tennessee, I think, will always be my home, like where I'm from. I'm very proud of that. I think that Tennessee gave me a great environment, a safe space to be creative and to try different ideas.
And for David, his voice is an instrument, he says, to connect with people and spread a message that speaks louder than lyrics.
If something seems impossible, it's not. And I'm living proof of that, like walking again when I was told that I would never walk again, getting married when I never thought I'd be in a relationship again, and trying out for American Idol when I never thought that I was going to have anything in music again. So I would say that if you don't see yourself as a victim of your circumstances, but if you fight and you surround yourself with community, people that care about you and want you to succeed, that you can actually pretty much do anything.
Elizabeth Kubel, News Channel 11, in your corner.
David Francisco's American Idol audition will air sometime during tonight's show. Of course, you can watch it on our sister station, ABC Tri-Cities, tonight at 8 o'clock.
Now we're rooting for him, right?
We are. I can't wait. I got to tune in and watch that. Wish him the best of luck.